New at noon, Honolulu Prosecutor Steve Alm has concluded his independent investigation into a deadly officer-involved shooting last fall outside of Queens Medical Center. The incident happened on the morning of October 2nd and resulted in the death of 50-year-old Sonny Siofele, a convicted felon out on supervised release. The investigation shows Siofele expressed suicidal thoughts and was seen outside of the hospital with a gun, and when officers responded to the scene and told him to put his hands up, he proceeded to walk toward them with the firearm in his hand. That's when officers fatally shot him. Alm says the use of deadly force was justified.
In looking at this, the police officers followed their training. They acted professionally and reasonably in their use of deadly force. Mr. Siofele was responsible for his own death. Unfortunately, this looks like, once again, another case of suicide by cop.
Alm says no charges will be filed against the officers that responded.